Raid, Shadow Legend is the game, Amiel is my name. Hello to all of you peeps, welcome back to another video of my channel, and in today's video we are going to do something that I do not normally do. I am going to go through the new champion that's going to join Teleria really like in a few days. There's one mythical, few legendary, and one epic that maybe I will go review him, maybe not, we will see. That will be at the end. One of the legendary is actually the new fusion, the April fusion, that I'm very excited. And I think anyway I'm very excited about most of those champions, not about all. I did saw some video about them and thought about them a bit to to organize my thoughts about them. I will say that they are not in the game at the moment. They will be in the game like in a few days. So in order to review them, we will use the Hell Hades website. So thank you Hell Hades for the information. Maybe I will link the link to the website in the comment. I mean, if I will not remember, that's not a big deal. You can just write Hell Hades in Google and you will find the website. The first champion that we are reviewing will be the Mythical, because she is, I think, the most exciting one and she's really busted. So I don't know, if you want to know my own thoughts about her, then you can stay a bit, and if you would like my thoughts about her, then perhaps that will convince you to stay a bit longer and to hear my thoughts about the legendaries as well. I will not read the kit of the champions because I don't think there's a point of that. I already read the kit and understood a bit what I'm thinking the champion is all about. So this is what I'm going to tell you. What I'm thinking the champions are about, and what's good about them, what's not, my opinions on the champions and how to use them or something like that. Alright, so the mythical that we are going to start with is from the High Elf. So she's a friend of Galatir, and we all know how strong Galatir is. So she has a quite big shoes to fill, and her name is Sabrael, I don't know, Sabrael the Distant. So she's distant, she's like far away, I don't know, maybe she's cold shoulder, distant. First of all, I will say she's truly seems to be very strong. She is a disruptor, I feel like, on her first form, and a damage dealer on her second form. And it seems like to me that she can fulfill both roles very good. She can be a very good disruptor and a very good damage dealer, and even more better damage dealer actually. And she can deal with a lot of meta stuff. So when I'm talking about her first form and I'm saying she's a disruptor, what exactly am I saying? So if you want to read a bit about her kit, it's over here on the screen, but basically what I'm saying is that champion, with her A3 she can lock out the abilities of the enemy. So she's like Fabian, like Yumiko, Crixia, she has that ability, very strong. Also with her A2 she can steal buff from the enemy and actually put those buff on your allies, on your champion. So that's a very big, table flipping, very strong ability. On her A1 she can do a bit CC, not a big CC, she can sleep, and she has that mechanic that if champion is ready to take a turn, she can maybe sleep him and stop him from that. The passive of that form, I don't see, it's not super busted. I guess it make it so your team deal more damage to enemies that has a cooldown, basically that you land the A3 properly and you increase their cooldown. And also this champion is immune to damage from counter attack, stuff like this. So I can think about if I'm playing versus Carnage and I'm doing the A3 and the A2 and Carnage counter attack me, he will not deal damage to me. So I feel like that in that sense it's good. Kit looking very good. I think if you think about Disruptor, if it was a legendary only with that kit, very strong. You can lock up the enemy and you dealing both the A3 and the A2 are double hitter AoE. So you can deal with Mercurial, okay? You can deal with stealing Storm Skin. She has in her abilities the ignore resistance if you put books on her. So that will help in terms of stats. You don't need to build with that much accuracy. Now let's go to the damage dealer form that I feel like it's even busted, more busted than the disruptor. Oh, last thing, she has an aura of speed in arena 43%. So that is same as Carnage, and that is one of the highest ever. I think only Odin has more, and Odin is only for Void. Busted. Okay, damage dealer form, the A3 and the A2 are basically damage abilities, ways to deal damage. Both of them is the same idea, attack all enemy 2 times, so it's very strong. The A3, I feel like it's more damage to, if let's say I'm going first, so I want to do the A3 because I'm ignoring defense and I ignore the value of stone skin, the value of shield. You know, I ignore that and I can kill with the A3. I mean, also the A3 like put some shield on her, so protect her a bit, but I don't care about that. I mainly care about the ability to kill the enemy with the A3, even though they have stone skin on them, and if they have Mercurial, then it's a double hit AoE. The A2, I feel like it's better if you go in second and they already damage you a bit, but they did not kill you. I don't know if that can happen, but you know, maybe they kill you and you revived, and now you have like 50% HP or something. So now, before you attacking again 2 times AoE, you swap the HP with a target. So you can go to like a champion with 100% HP, swap that HP and then attack all enemies. And if you, the more you swap HP, then the more damage you deal. So you can also kill through that A2. And the A1, I feel like this is like busted as hell. Counter like nice, it counter Galatir, it counter champion Theodosia, champion that can put unkillable and block damage, and champion that has cheat death mechanic, like even Donatello. I feel like it counter to some degree. Donatello, Freya, champion like that. So basically attack one enemy 3 times, again good versus Mercurial, ignore black damage and ignore unkillable, and it instantly happened if a champion put black damage or unkillable buff. Sorry, not put, receive. So it's kind of weird. I feel like if, let's say, Theodosia put unkillable on all allies, then she will attack all allies and she ignored the unkillable. That seems to be very insane. And also it happened on a champion that has cheat death. Let's say Galatir cheat is death, then she's doing the A1 on Galatir. I think this can kill a lot of champions. If that hits very hard, then that can just kill so many champions, can be very strong. The passive, if she attack enemies that has skill on cooldown, then it will always be critical. I guess it's strong in terms of like weak hits or something, then it's always critical hits, then she will not weak hit. I don't know if you can build her 100%, like not 100% crit rate. I'm not sure about that, but I guess a lot of the time you can, because basically you start the fight. I mean, I don't know, enemy take a turn and that's it. He has his abilities on cooldown, and also she can do the A3 and put the abilities on cooldown, so perhaps. And also she can deal more damage to champions that has their skill on cooldown. She's like overall very synergetic in terms of their kit, very strong. I love both form. She's, I guess, now everybody is pursuing her. Everybody wants this champion, me included. She's very strong. I don't like her design that much. We cannot see the design here except this photo, unfortunately, because as I said, we do not have the champions on the game already, only on the test server, and I do not have access to the test server. But I think her design is like trying too much, if you ask me, in terms of, you know, the clothes and stuff. Yeah, they try a bit too much. I don't like, I mean, if she's a support in that form, then, you know, at least make the design support-ish. This is like a damage dealer design, so it's good for the alternate form, but I guess, I don't know, who cares about the design, right? Anyway, that was the Mythical. If I have to give her a score, you know, a rating, so I will basically, I guess we'll give her like a 9.5 out of 10, maybe even 9.6 out of 10. I cannot give her a 10 at the moment because I think it's too much. but 9.6 out of 10, it's quite high, and I think she's really deserve it. She maybe even deserve like 9.7 or something. That was my thoughts on the Mythical, and if you love those thoughts and you want to hear more of my thoughts on more champions, then stick around. Now it's time to talk about some of the legendaries. We have here the first legendary. His name is like Knosson. Knosson, the bronze bull. He's like a ball. He has horns. He's from the Argonaut faction, Force Affinity, legendary. Alright, and what I want to say about him, as I said, I will not read his kit. I don't think there is need to. Maybe I can remind myself a bit his skills, but I did write to myself a bit on each and every one of those champions. So let me basically just tell you what I write to myself about him when I thought about him. So, you know, a Force Affinity legendary, first of all, look alright, look nice. I don't like the helmet that much, but I guess he's looking nice. I like the fact that he's a bit beefy, and I like the way that his weapon look like. He's an HP nuker, and you need to build him a lot of HP, because if he has more HP than the enemy, then he's way stronger. Also, he has like a very cool mechanic that he can do the A2, and if he kills an enemy, he can then do the A3 automatically. And the A2 ignores Stone Skin. If you kill during the A2, then you do the A3 automatically. The A2 is like a single target, very strong ability that can ignore Stone Skin and can deal a lot of damage. Of course, you have HP higher than the target, and if you kill, then he instantly do the A3, which is an AoE provoke, can land provoke. And also, again, he doesn't need a lot of accuracy for that provoke, because he has some ignore resistance mechanic if his HP is higher than the enemy. So I feel like this could be a nice combo of killing a champion through Stone Skin and then provoke all other enemies. And the A1 is also nice, you know, it can destroy max HP. It's not busted, the A1, it's really not busted. So I feel like what's nice about this champion is the mechanic of that he can kill with the A2 and then do the A3 is mainly, I feel like, for PvP. Because of that, he can work in PvE, I guess, a bit maybe versus Scarab King, if you need a champion for Scarab King, because his A1 is destroying max HP, but I don't know, it's maybe a bit of a stretch. He can work in a Hydra maybe, because he has provoke on the A3, but it's not like it's super duper good for Hydra. It doesn't look like that, so probably not. I will say one thing about his passive, I guess. The passive make it so enemies with provoke on them that he can land provoke will deal less damage to you, and he will deal more damage to them, so there is a bit synergy there. I don't think this champion is busted or anything. It's like okay. For PvP, I think is mainly for PvP, and I will grade him like overall, but mainly on PvP. I guess I will give him like 7 out of 10. Yeah, 7 out of 10, maybe 7.5, but I feel like 7 out of 10. That's the place for him. And let's go to the next legendary champion. Okay, so again, thank you ladies for the website and the photos. Now we have Fimo the Shepherd. Okay, he's a shepherd, so he has like sheep that he's hoarding, right? Shepherd, Fimo. So Fimo is a magic affinity, blue one, from the Argonaut as well, a legendary. And let me tell you what I thought to myself about him when I looked over his kit. He's a defense base. He has quite simple A1, basically decrease the turn meter, attack one enemy and decrease the turn meter. Like kind of weak actually, but simple. The A2 is like a defensive A2. He can put on the ally team some defensive buff, like shield and increase defense, which is nice, but totally not strong enough. Like consider that power level of raid. But what's cool about it, it has a passive effect that if one of your ally die, then the A2 is like instantly detonated, right? Instantly on, right? In that sense, it can be alright, but still is not that strong. Like increase defense and shield. I think the shield can be protected, right? Let me see. Okay, the buff will be protected if you have dead allies in your team. So if it's open instantly after you lose one of your champions, then you get a protected shield and a protected and increased defense. So in that sense, it's a bit better. And also the shield is based on the defense. So I think it's similar to like a Valkyrie, the barbarian legendary shield. So maybe it will be a huge shield, or maybe not, I don't know, because I'm not sure, but maybe it can be bigger than normal shield. His A3 is like interesting, similar to like Armand's or something. So in that sense, I can think about these champions as a bit a disruptor, and a bit supportive, like help to survive. But I don't know, I feel like he's trying too much and it will not work if you ask me. I don't think this champion is that strong, but his A3 can be strong, especially like for wave content in Raid Shadow Legends, for like Doom Tower waves. I mean, if you need a champion for that, because he can attack one enemy and stun him and also decrease his stun meter, and if he lands the stun, then he do the same ability on all other enemies. So he can basically attack all enemies, stun all enemies, and decrease the stun meter of all enemies. So in that sense, it can be similar to Armand's A2, a very good ability, like to control the enemy. The passive of him basically strengthening his defense and HP. Like the more time he stun the enemy, then he get more defense, more HP, and he's immune to stun when he has shield. I don't know what I think about this champion. It's not like he doesn't seem that strong. I mean, all allies are immune to stun if they have shield on them. I think that could be nice in PvP, basically to be immune to stun, but I don't think Fimo is that strong. You know, I don't think it will work. I mean, I grade him a bit disruptor champion, a bit supportive. You know, it's better than average legendary, right? I mean, he's a new legendary, so in that sense, it's better than a lot of old one, and he can help a new players for sure. But I feel like I will grade him a bit less than the champion before. So if I gave like 7.5 to Fimo, not to Fimo, sorry, to Knoson, I guess to Fimo I will give 6.5. Yeah, I will give him 6.5. I know it's maybe a bit harsh, but that's the rating. I love his design to some degree. I mean, I love the shield. It's kind of sad that we cannot see the champion, right? But it is what it is. The helmet, again, I don't like the helmet that much. Anyway, let's go to another legendary that we can rate now. Rate and grade. Pam pararam, Raid Shadow Legend. Okay, thank you Hades for your website again. And this right now is not an Argonite, is a Sylvan Watcher, right? Yeah, a legendary, a magic, so number 2 magic legendary. And let's tell you a bit what I wrote to myself about him. Again, I will not read all his kit, there's no need for that. His name is like Bear the Broad. I don't know, it's hard for me to pronounce the name. Bread the Broad. He's a defense-based champion, so actually very similar to Fimo, right? Both of them are defense. Now with his A1, he's attacking one enemy and he can heal. He can heal himself and he can heal like the champion with the lowest heal, the lowest HP at the moment. Like counter continuous heal, it's not that strong. A1, whatever. A2 is attack one enemy 3 times and he can still hold the buff of the enemy, and then he can transfer all his own debuff to that enemy, and he can do a debuff spread and put his own debuff on all enemies. So I don't know if it can work that easily. I mean, first of all, he needs to have a debuff on himself for that. So maybe he doesn't have debuff on himself, you know. And second of all, I don't know, in PvP, like when will that ever happen in PvP? I don't think that's good for PvP. In PvE it might be good, but you need to think about a place where it needed. Like maybe versus the dragon that put poison on you, then you can reflect the poison back to the dragon, but it's not that strong. We already have champions that do that. The A3 is like attack all enemies, and you can put provoke, you can put pain leak. The pain leak is not similar to the Gizmak pain leak. It's a way weaker pain leak. And he also put counter attack on himself and on the ally with the highest crit damage. So at least that part of the ability can maybe work good, because if you have a strong damage dealer with high crit damage, then you want counter attack on that champion, like Chimera, stuff like this. Or maybe it can work in Chimera, I don't know. I guess maybe for PvP, PvE versus bosses, faction war maybe can help. His passive is also kind of sucks. Like it's again about healing. So maybe he can heal, but doesn't seem like he can heal by a lot. Like every time he hits, he's dealing damage, he's healing a bit. I don't know. He's also putting increased defense on himself only at the end of this turn. I think it should have been like increased defense on all allies at least, you know. So I don't know, maybe he can solo some bosses because of that passive that is healing, like basically a bit of a lifesteal and increased defense. Maybe he can be a solo champion, but I don't think he's good versus wave content. And yeah, in general, I don't think he's that strong. So Barret, the Broad, I mean, I gave 6.5, right, to the other champion. I guess to you, I will also give 6.5. Maybe even 6. You know what? I'm going down with my grading. Oh wow. If I'm wrong, I'm super like I will be, you know, but I'm giving him 6, only 6 out of 10, right? 6 out of 10. Maybe if I'm missing something, you can tell me, but that's the score. So we have two more legendaries. One of them is the fusion. We'll keep the fusion for last. In the epic champions, I will see if I will talk about or not. Okay, but that is the next legendary that I'm going to discuss. And now we have a lizard man, force affinity, so like no spirit, huh? I think the mythical was spirit, but only the mythical spirit, that's it. This champion is an attack base legendary. Okay, let's read about what I talked about him. Yeah, he's a poisoner. So he's mainly for PvE, you know. I don't see him that much for PvP, but we will think about it. He can do poison with the A1 on one enemy. He attack with the A2, again one enemy only, but he attack twice. He get increased accuracy on himself, and he basically put poison, you know. So it's good luck in that sense for PvE. He's doing debuff spread. So you can take the poison from one enemy and spread them on the all enemies. And in that sense, you can work versus wave. You can also, in the A3, attack all enemies and put on the enemy decrease attack. So it might help him to survive. So if I'm thinking about solo dungeon, but I don't know if he's that good for that. And he's also increases on turn meter, so that again will help the solo in part. And he can detonate the poison on all enemies. So that's, in that sense, it's a good synergy, right, for PvE. A good synergy. His passive protect him from decreased speed and from stun and from poison. The stun part is quite weird, but being protected from poison and from decreased speed, I guess it's good. Again, for soloing content, I guess it's also countering attack when enemies that has debuff on themselves attack him. So in that sense, he can put more poison on the enemy, because the A1 again put poison, right? Sorry, not put poison. The A1 is increase the duration of all enemies debuff, and also it can activate the poison if it did not work. I don't know what I think about him. I mean, increase the champion's damage, so he can deal more damage and ignore more defense for each active debuff that he put on the enemy. But I don't get it. I mean, what's the point of this champion? Does this champion is like a poisoner, or is just like a nuker, you know, a damage dealer nuker? It's quite a bit, you know, all over the place. I'm not sure what I think about him. I mean, only for PvE. I don't see him in PvP because I don't think it can work. And I guess I will give him like 7, only 7, no more than 7. I'm sure it can be better than a lot of old champions, fine, but you know, I can still give a grade of like 3, right, or 2. So 7 is not bad, right? You can use them in PvE. If you get them early, you can use them in some wave content. Maybe clan boss. I guess it can be good, very good in clan boss, I guess. Yeah, I guess, yeah, very good for like Demon Lord. So maybe 7.5, but only because of that. Okay, now let's go to talk about the fusion. It seems like she is a magic affinity. She is from the Dark Elf, which is nice. I feel like I love the fact that she's from Dark Elf. I know we've gotten last fusion also, but I feel like she will be way better than the last one, at least for me. Magic, legendary, Dark Elf. Okay, so what I know about the fusion, basically I can tell you from heart. I don't even need to look on something that I read. So she A1, she can put favor buff, which is a strong buff. It's like the buff that gives you more damage and make it so you take less damage. And also she has a good synergy with, like, let's say she's doing a lot of A1, then she will put the favor on a lot of allies, and every time an ally with favor attack, there is a 50% chance that another ally with favor will attack also. So okay, I think this fusion Mavara, she's very good for PvE and for PvP, like both places, which I believe Mavara, yeah, I believe in that sense it's very, very cool. You can think about her for Chimera, for Hydra, of course for Demon Lord, for some kind of a boss content and a lot of content. And you can think about her for Arena. Her aura is speed for Arena, which I love. If you ask me, I love. That's good for me. 28% speed of Arena, that's very good. And instead of her A1, except her A1, which I think is good, very good for PvE, because if it's a boss fight, there will be a lot of ally attack, because you can make sure that your whole team will have favor. But I feel like also for PvP it can be alright, right? It's an alright A1. Maybe you don't get a lot of value out of it, because you will still, you most likely will not do a lot of A1. I mean, fights in PvP ended very soon, you know, and you also want to do the A3 and the A2. But I guess it's okay. One more thing that I love about this champion is that I have one hallowed hilt relic. At the moment I don't really use that relic on a champion for PvP, not that much. I have it on the moment on my fastest champion, because hallowed hilt gives you a lot of speed. But I think I'm going to give it to her 100%, even though I want her very high resistance and hallowed hilt does not give resistance. I also want her high speed, so that's okay, you know, I'm getting from here and from there. And I think the hallowed hilt that also can when you heal, then it has a chance to put favor on your allies when you heal your team. Then I think there's a good synergy here, and I love the fact that I can use the hallowed hilt on my arena champion. So let's talk a bit about her A2 and A3. The A2, I think it's the weakest part of this champion, because it can be only like in strengthen and increase resistance, which can be good, but I hate the fact that it's not protected actually. Although like increased resistance in theory doesn't need to be protected, because you have high resistance, then you don't need the protection. But I think that will be the weak part of her kit. It also can heal, but in order for this heal to work, you have to have at least one champion's very, very high HP, because you equalize the HP, you don't straight up heal. But I don't know, I guess this ability is good, but you don't want to do this ability like if you go first. Let's say you go first, I mean, I guess you can give yourself strengthen and increase resistance, fine, but because you don't get a turn meter from that ability, then I'm not really sure. And like you don't get like increased attack or, I don't know, increased defense, like let's say you have a defense based nuker. I mean, I'm not sure. I think the A2 could be the weakest part, but if you build your entire team around resistance, like high resistance, then you love the increased resistance buff. You really love it. The A3 is very strong, I feel like. First of all, it's a revive. You can revive single target. It's a free turn cooldown, by the way. 50% HP, 50% turn meter revive. And also you will put perfect veil on all allies and unkillable on her. So you remember the Mythical, so of course she will be bad versus the new Mythical, because the new Mythical will use her A1 if she will put unkillable on herself and might kill her, but besides that, it's a strong ability. It's a revive, and you can do the unkillable plus perfect veil even without reviving. So maybe you can even start with the A3. Although I feel like it's better to start with the A2 anyway, because you probably want to increase resistance, right? I guess you can think about every situation. When do you want to do the A3? When do you want to do the A2? Also, if you have like Predator, then Predator love Perfect Veil, so it can help him, you know. I don't have Predator, but still. I think the passive though, it's the kicker of this champion, right? The passive is simple, but extremely strong. It has two parts. I think the second part is like mainly for PvE. Every 16 buff that this champion and their ally receive, you heal all champions by 20%. So, you know, in PvE versus Demon Lord versus Hydra, Chimera, you will get tons and tons of buff and you will get tons of heal. So that's cool. I actually think I'm going to use her in my Chimera team. I will try. But the first part is way stronger and it's for PvP, and that's busted. For every 8 buff the enemy team receive, you increase the turn meter of all ally by 20%. That is also counting the stone skin, the mercurial, I don't know, all the buff that you get at the start of the game or the match. So I feel like a lot of the time when you will draft her, at the start of the match, all your team will get extra 20% turn meter increase. That's it, without doing anything. So you can cut in with a lot of champion, because the enemy will have 8 buff. Let's say they have the Magma Shield Relic, the enemy, that's already 4 buff. That's very bad. You don't want Magma Shield Relic versus her. That's insane. They have Magma Shield Relic, that's 4 buff. They have Stone Skin on 2 champion, that's another 2. They have Mercurial on 1 champion, that's another 7. And you only need 1 buff for that to be 8. I don't know, the blessing one, the lightning cage blessing, that's it. This is 8 buff, you get 20% extra turn meter. That's busted, that's insane. So yeah, I feel like she's the best. I want to get her, and I'm excited about getting this Vara, the Web Diviner. And in terms of score, you know, I will rate her 0 out of 10. I will give her 8, between 8.5 to 9. Let's give her 8.8 at the moment. Yeah, between 8.5 to 9. Maybe even 8.5, but I don't know, something like that. Yeah, so I guess I will not rate the epic because I don't know, this video has been long too much. That's okay. Maybe next video or something, maybe next live arena and laugh. I don't know, I can talk a minute about this epic. I guess it's a good epic, people say, but it's only an epic, right? Yeah, that was the video. That was me talking a bit about the new legendaries and the mythical that jump into Taleria. Hopefully you are excited as I am excited, although I probably will not get nobody of them, you know, only their fusion, but it's something. If I can get this mythical, then wow, the game will be, I'm breaking the game, right? So I will daydream about getting her, me and all other players of Rage of the Legend, I guess. Peeps, I wishing you good luck on your pulls, whatever you will pull, and I wishing you happy raiding, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.